Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, the play's The Thing with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Vincent Manzo, Antique Dealer to the world. And now here's Judy.
Hi, Lee. That was another beautiful introduction. And I have Vincent as my guest, a very, very interesting person.
Thank you.
Hi, Vincent.
Hi, Judy. I was going to ask you, how did we get here? And tell me a little bit about your show, because I'm a little puzzled.
Well, it was so interesting. Remember, we met at a house sale. It was a friend of mine who had the house sale. And
right.
There you were talking about something you're going to buy, and you said, oh, I had a dream about being on a TV show. Yes. And my friend said, oh, here is Judy. She has a TV show.
It was amazing.
And that's how we met. And we finally got together.
Yes.
And you have all these beautiful jewelry here. I mean, any person who loves jewelry would go absolutely crazy just looking at this.
Yes.
And this is really antique jewelry. It's not something you would just walk into a store and purchase.
From the jewelry ranges from the 1960s to the 1900s. I acquired a hoard of jewelry. I was on Martha Stewart's show, and she had announced how she comes to my store, which she does a lot, and how I buy jewelry and I buy things, and I'm a collector and a dealer and a buyer of antiques and treasure. And I got a phone call from a really wonderful girl who said my grandmother has a collection of things. And I said, oh, that's great. Well, do you want to sell them? You know, because I get a lot of calls and a lot of people want me to appraise things and not want to sell them. And it turned out that she was a hoarder, like was on Oprah recently, the show how women and people hoard things. And
so true.
And I mean, and they were people were trying to tell me, oh, Vincent, you should have seen this show. I said, I don't have to see the show. I live the show. So many times I've walked into places where people, in the later parts of their lives, or even through their whole life, they hold on to things. This woman's house was stocked from the floor to ceiling with fruit boxes filled with everything you can imagine. From her basement to her attic, through her bedroom, only a little path led to.
Well, it's a little better than some people collect newspapers and magazines.
Yes, she collected things. It was the good, bad, and the ugly. It was all mixed up. But I love buying things, and I love going to tag sales, and I love when people call me to see their things, and I appraise. And I've always been attracted to it, going through my grandfather's drawers as a kid, and him yelling at me, you know, looking at stuff.
And you actually make your living out of this?
I have. I used to work for, I went to FIT for display and exhibit design years ago, and I started off working freelance, and it led to department stores doing displays, and they always put me in charge of their warehouses, and I looked through all their stuff. You know, a lot of that was old antique things that were there, and it led to a job with Tiffany & Company, and I was display director there for 8 years, and I acquired a love for jewelry. Excuse me?
How long ago was that?
That was from 1989 to 94. And I met everyone you can imagine, and I love my job. And
then you decided it's enough of New York, and you came out here.
No, I still live in New York, but I had met Martha Stewart's daughter Alexis in one of the parties at Tiffany's, and I was introduced to her. And she had said she loved to buy and sell things, and it just happened that in 1994, also, when I had left Tiffany's, we had started a store together called Yard Sale, which I still have.
Oh.
And that's how I got into this business.
Interesting. I know someone who sells jewelry to Tiffany's, and I don't know if he still does, but he used to do that. So, but the interesting thing is, well, let's look at all these beautiful jewelry, and let's just one of these things. Can we get a close up on this? Somebody would think it's a toy crown.
Yes. Well,
it would look better if you hold it because you have a black shirt on.
Sure, it's a, actually, It's a hair ornament, and it was put, you know,
Look
probably
at that.
in the back of the
Yeah.
head for a,
Bun.
you know, a rolled bun or something.
Yeah.
And it was just an elegant little touch that was made years
is.
ago. They'll probably be knocking this off on QVC tomorrow, but who cares? I own the original.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful thing. I just pulled one box. I have 40 boxes. I have many things in storage, and it's my stock. A lot of this stuff I have not ever even seen before.
Oh, and
but I pulled it here for the show so we could see.
And I see this beautiful, beautiful. You have a good background there.
Thank
an
you.
elephant.
Yes.
Could we have a close-up on that?
Isn't that wild?
That is really. It looks very, very nice.
It's
and
it's probably
it's
from the
also
70s.
symbolic. An elephant. What do
Yeah.
you think of an elephant?
Strength, and it's got its trunk up, and it's just it's beautiful. It looks very you know, chinoise looking to me also. You know, Diana Vreeland would have worn this pin.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Pins have to be big today, and they have to make statements.
She got a really good view, but you were too
Did you?
quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very quick. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, now we
Yeah.
got a good look. That's beautiful. And
Should I
that's
move it a little
That's
bit?
where you should.
We only have one of these in stock, by the way.
Yeah. And what is this thing?
Isn't that? I just found it. It's an interesting thing. It happens to be a
Does
watch
it-
case. It opens up.
Oh, it does
and
open
it-
up. I
it-
thought maybe it was like a tomb
It probably
or something.
had a watch band.
It is. It
yeah,
has a what? A spidel.
A Spidel, yeah.
So
Do you know, today
delicate.
people are just collecting boxes and packaging
know.
of things. It's just amazing, you know, how...
Can we have a close-up? I just think that's very interesting.
It looks like ivory. It's white plastic. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like interesting objects.
Me too.
That's what I hunt for.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I love this bracelet. I mean, now look at that. That's all paste. It's probably from the 50s, but it's so elegant. You would wear this out, and you know, I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to tell if it's not, you know, it's not real. It is real. I can touch it, but it's very elegant, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't
It's
that wonderful?
beautiful.
It's sort of an aquamarine look
Yes.
with white gold.
That
But
is
again, this
really-
is all costume jewelry. And it's all vintage costume jewelry. They're making it
So
today.
what would
It's
you
just,
sell that for?
this is
About?
$125. It's a lot of statement for $125.
It is.
Yeah, and it's
It is.
quality. It's quality.
And
People who
look-
collect
and
this
look
know
at
it.
this, what's behind us, this jewelry box. I mean, it's very practical, though.
Isn't it? It's a mid-century little plastic jewelry box.
And now look at this. You could put this on your coat.
This is a wild pin. I mean,
It
now, come
is.
on.
You know,
Isn't it?
people are in for large jewelry.
Large, yeah.
Large jewelry, yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, just keep it there.
Oh, you'd like-
Okay. Yeah. I have to teach you how to model.
Okay. How about right? This would be better, Judy. All I need is a little hair to go with it.
No, you don't need hair.
I don't. I do fine with
It's
that.
very sexy
Thank
this
you.
way.
Thank you. You're very sexy too.
Oh, please.
Judy, you brought me on your show. I'll tell you anything you want to know. No, you are.
Yeah.
You're wonderful. And I connected with you right away. And it's
Yes.
wonderful to talk about the premonition of, I go through life dreaming, you know. I've always dreamt when I was a child. And this premonition that I had in a dream really is wonderful because in the dream, I couldn't talk. I was, you know.
Oh, but that's not you. I don't know what. I wonder what that meant to you.
Here's another wonderful piece. Christmas tree pins
Yes.
are really, really collectible now. I mean, I had just pulled this out. I haven't seen any of this. This is my stock. You know, I was put away 5 years ago. And I happened to find this pin, but I mean, this is really a
It is
wonderful piece,
gorgeous.
isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? It's
They
really
don't make
beautiful.
things like that. And
No.
this little dog. Is that the dog?
I think it's an antelope. It's a strange color for a dog. No, it looks like a
long
goat.
neck.
Yeah, yeah.
A dog with a long neck.
Exactly. Exactly. What, is that okay?
What do you think it is?
I think it's a goat. It has a little bit of a beard and it's got a jeweled horn.
Oh, a
It looks like
goat.
an interpretation of a goat.
Goat like this should be in a storybook for children.
Yes.
I think I'll write one.
I love that color. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
As long as I get a little cut. Now, let's talk about, see, necklaces are really in, beads are really in today.
Oh, that
I mean,
is,
but look at this. Isn't that
it
beautiful?
It's beautiful, unusual, and...
it's quality, it's in perfect condition. It looks like 18 karat gold and citrine. And it's a really beautiful piece of vintage jewelry.
So you're going to carry all these things in your store?
Yes,
now?
I'd like to.
You're
I'd like to
display it?
Yeah, I'd love to do a really great display trunk show.
And your store is in East Hampton?
It's yes, it's on 68 Newtown Lane in the rear of the parking lot. There's some stores hidden away back there.
And you are open all the time?
No, I'm not. That's what people complain about. I'm open on Saturdays and Sundays.
That's it?
And that's when the show begins.
Maybe you want to hire me during the week?
I would love to. I have my friend Jeffrey in the audience who's always coming to my store. A lot of people come in and they don't.
And Denise would love to be in there.
I've seen Denise.
I think she would buy everything. I mean, she would spend her whole salary. Leave it there.
Well, let's let her take some home. But Denise has been there. I've gotten some of her money already. But you can't get hurt in my store.
No.
The stores in East Hampton are wonderful, and they're high style, and they're put together, and they have high rents. And I've been gifted to have a really reasonable rent with Ben Krapinski. I could name him. He's a really wonderful landlord. And he's worked with my store with me, and I'm able to sell beautiful things at really reasonable prices. It's the kind of place I go to buy things.
Oh, so
it's like a little treasure hunt. There. Yeah, I spend a lot of money
there. It reminds me of the time I used to, at one time I sold Avon.
Yes.
And I was the best customer.
You were.
I never made a penny.
Well, I have a lot of bills, Judy. But this is a wonderful thing I'd like to show you. It's a pendant that they made years ago. They should do this again. It has perfume in it. I don't know. This was an Avon. This was an Avon thing. Yeah, I think this was an Avon thing. Yeah, it's hard to open though. Let's see if we can do it.
Well, as long as you don't ask me, because I can't even open a bottle of water.
It opens a certain way. We'll have to come back to this one.
But don't use your teeth.
No, I can't. That's the dentist has gotten me.
So there is perfume in there.
Here we go. Here we go.
Can you see that? So simple. What is that like?
It's a hard perfume, and it smells like my grandmother. But a lot of people love it.
It is.
Isn't it wonderful?
It smells like my grandmother. You know what that reminds me of?
I miss my grandmother.
It reminds me of Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
They talked a lot about, I think it was verbena or something, scent. They talked about smells like they identified her mother with that, Scarlett's mother with that scent. Right. I wonder if it was the same scent.
Maybe. But isn't that a wonderful thing just to wear right now?
It is. So anytime you go near something that doesn't smell good, you just open that up and you hold it against the nose.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
very practical too.
Like they did in France, right?
Is that what they did?
Yeah, they did do that. They had little handkerchiefs and they put perfume in them and they kept them near their face because.
Really? Well, I'm not from France, but I do that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you speak French?
Yeah, no, I wish I did. I'm part French. My great-grandmother was French.
So is that why you have Italian name?
Yeah, I'm Italian and French. And
that's
my mother's
romantic.
side. My mother's side, yeah. I went to Paris many times. And
you did?
Yeah, I thought it was wonderful.
I've never been to Paris.
It's just a dream.
I sidestepped Paris.
It's a really beautiful place. Really beautiful.
So also I had an occasion to go to the film festival with you.
Yes.
You invited me. I asked you to invite me, and you did.
Yeah, I would do anything for you just to get on the show. No, I saw your appreciation for Grey Gardens, which I have for myself, and that's what we went and we saw the documentary on the show, the New York Broadway musical on Grey Gardens, and I thought that was so interesting.
It was.
I wish they'd bring it back because I didn't see it.
Oh, well, what did you do? I was waiting for you to come and sit down next to me and share the popcorn. Well, I'm still waiting for the popcorn.
I'll get you some. I'll make you some. I had actually I'm sidetracked, and I snuck some people into the movie. Don't put this on TV. No, I actually know the person who runs the film festival, Greg, who's really wonderful, and he always has a job for me to do, and for that I'm given 2 founders passes.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I transport and I select furniture for the interviews that they usually do. Like sometimes they were at Guildhall last year. This year they were in Sag Harbor Theater, and it was with Alec Baldwin and what's her name, Vanessa Redgrave.
Yes.
And I had selected the furniture, and we set up the stage, and I transported it and broke it down, and we did.
Look how talented you are! All these things.
Thank you.
How come you're not on TV all the time?
I would love to be. I want my own show. Here we go. You hear that? I want my own show. No, I love being on TV, and I've been on Martha Stewart's show many times, and I'm waiting for Oprah to ask me.
This is. She will. She's going to see this show.
Oh, great.
And she's going to grab. Everybody's going to see this show, and they're going to grab you.
I'm here. I'm available. I'm single.
You are single.
Yeah, I'm single.
Hey, everybody out there, he's single.
Let them know. Let them know.
Well, me too. I'm available.
All right, so we're both available together. Yes. But we can separate certain people.
Yeah.
You like that one, right? Look, it's about fun. Have fun. There are too many people not having fun in this world. They go for the money, they go for the power, but they don't want to have fun. I don't know what that's about.
Which way.
Come to my store. I'll teach you how to have fun.
I don't know if this is this way or this way.
It doesn't matter.
Or this way.
Yeah.
Okay, now when you show this, you could show it at a different angle.
Now let me tell you what this is. To me, I have to take my glasses off. I'm over 40. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. This is a really wonderful pin, and it looks like a lion. Can you see that? It has a coral face with diamond eyes.
That was a face.
See that?
But if you turn it upside down, it could be its tail.
It's an interpretation, and he has a green enamel body. But if you turn it around like Judy wants it turns into whatever you want it to be.
You could wear it any which way,
exactly.
and nobody would know the difference.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Oh, this is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's very unusual, and it's a conversation piece. If you wear it, I'm sure everybody will stop you.
Do you know, Judy, people have bought things from my store, and I sometimes force them to buy it. Ask Jeffrey, he knows, he's sitting on the side. He's a very good customer, Jeffrey Bora. He's a lawyer also. If you happen to fall, don't hesitate, call Jeffrey Bora. We did a joke about that, but I've not forced, but I've talked to a lot of people and convinced them into buying things, and they come back and tell me my things are beautiful. This is what my reward is in life, and they get a lot of enjoyment out of them, and they get a lot of conversation out of it.
Yeah, that's it. Conversation.
Yeah.
Like I did a volunteer job to a fundraiser, and it was at Chuck Scarborough's home, and I was behind, behind the counter selling these sneakers, and people came by, and I noticed the unusual jewelry they were wearing, and I commented on it, and they were very proud to wear it.
Yeah,
so like you say, that it.
Yes, I don't focus only on jewelry. I sell everything. I just like beautiful objects. Mid-century furniture is my thing right now. I sell a lot of mid-century modern furniture, and I have many.
In that little place, how can you put things in there?
It comes in a little space like this, and then it goes. It comes in one door and it goes out the other. Yeah, I have a lot of big clients. I have John Barman, who's a really wonderful designer. He buys from me.
And where do
Martha
you
Stewart's been in my store. Should I name drop a little bit or not?
Go ahead.
Can I talk,
be my
please,
guest.
Judy?
Yes.
Yeah, I have Lorraine Bracco, who's purchased a lot of things for her home. Alec Baldwin's been in my store a few times.
Where do you get your stuff?
Everywhere. You know, seek and you shall find. It's like everything in life. If you look for something, and if you have a love and a passion for it, you're going to have it.
Where we met that friend Bill, he moved to Florida. That's why he was selling everything. But that's what he used to do. He would, every weekend, he would go to house sales, garage sales, and he knew what to get, and then he would sell it on eBay.
I'd always beat him to the best stuff. No, you know, Bill is great. There's a lot of people who do this, and they have they have an interest in it. They also have pensions and jobs, other things. I do this for a living. This is my only income. Yeah. And it's my passion and my love, and it's my occupation and my business, and it pays my bills and it feeds me.
But it sounds like you're very good at it.
Yes.
You're very good at it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try to be. Listen, when you do something you love, you're very good at it. Or you try to be very good at it.
I heard some people say that, like I was watching television, there was Tom Hanks, one of them.
Yes.
He said that he loves the business and he's getting paid for it. He would do it for nothing. And he's not the only actor who said that.
You can tell. Well, what those people, I love actors because they channel the characters they're portraying, which I like to do. A lot of times I turn into somebody else myself. You know, when I have to, I'm a chameleon. I can change my spots whenever I need to. I wish I could grow a little hair on my head, though, but that's another thing to think about.
Well, maybe you could invent that.
I'd like to. I've invented a lot of things. I have a lot of ideas for people out there who want to invest. I have some great things I've thought about, and I need to get out there and make them happen. I think this new year that's coming up, I think there's a lot of things I'd love to do.
Me too.
I'd like to stay busy, you know, and so my mind doesn't think too much. That's what we all try to do, right?
Yeah, I'm doing just so many things that I forget when I start here and I go here, and I forgot what I started.
Well, I'm glad you didn't forget about me. That was so great.
No,
Thank you.
because I write that down. I write it down.
It's good to write things down. I was just talking to my friend Jeffrey, who happens to be sitting here and talking and shouldn't be talking because this is my show right now.
Yeah, tell him.
But he has a problem with ADD, which a lot of people do, and he doesn't want to go on medication. You know, a lot of people are on medication. I have a little ADD myself.
Really?
But I tried to tell him, stop repeating yourself. Stop talking. Think of your thoughts as doors. You're all going to copy this one. You look at a door, and if you've talked about that and done the circle of ADD on that, don't open that door. Go to the next door.
Yeah,
go to the next door. And open the door, and if there's nothing in that room, you don't have to talk. You can just be quiet and at peace with yourself.
Well, there's something wrong with me, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
What is wrong? Nothing is wrong with you.
I'm sure somebody will find something, you know. You can always find something.
Well, you know, we have to focus on...
But, you know, of course, as you could see, I'm perfect.
I could see that. You'd look better with some of my jewelry on. We'll talk about it after the show. I'll give you some good deals.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, because everything you have is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. And this thing... Oh, this is a ring. Now, this is...
Isn't that beautiful? That's an old ring, actually. It's probably from the 1920s. It's onyx, and it's sterling. But look at the size of it. Look at how great it looks on your hand.
Am I holding it the right way so you could look at that? And my nails are not even polished.
Stop bringing out the bad things. That's not such a bad thing.
But even then, it looks good.
Yes.
Even then,
you know, it's not huge and it's not small. It's a good size.
Great, great.
Yeah, I love vintage jewelry, and like I was saying before the show, as you get on in years, a lot of antique dealers turn to jewelry because it's hard to pick up furniture and move things around and. You know, jewelry is there, and
that is also beautiful.
These actually, if you can if you could see this, these are it's intaglios actually, glass. And intaglio is something that's carved into something, and this happens to be carved into glass. Can you see that?
I could see it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and then
it has matching earrings.
There's matching earrings, and then a matching pendant.
Oh, it's a whole set. Now, that is really, I've never seen anything like that. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, you're going to make it big after this show because they're going to show this not only here, but also in up the island.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? That's who my mother is.
Up the island?
Yeah, she's in Belmore, my mother and father.
Well, that's really up.
They call it Mid-Island. Judy.
That's Nassau. Oh, Mid-Island, Nassau.
I grew up there. I was born in New York City, and my mother, actually, my parents were from Brooklyn, Flatbush. I never even saw it.
I lived there too, Flatbush. I lived in lots of places.
Really? And she went to New York City and had me in New York Hospital. That's why I live in New York now, because I love New York. And then they moved, when I was 1, to Belmore, Long Island. And I grew up there. It was like the Hamptons.
I used to live in Baldwin.
Yes.
And I used to go to Belmore. There used to be a playhouse. There was a theater group.
It was called The Itch.
No, it was called,
Belmore Playhouse on Bedford Avenue.
No, they used to call it, they used to keep it at a library, the Belmore. Maybe that was before you knew it like that. I think it was called Lantern or something. Really? But anyway, I used to go there, and we did a lot of plays. And, well, how long does it take you to gather up all this stuff and put it back in your box?
As long as it takes, you know. I have to go. So you have to be careful with a lot of the stones in here also. It's fragile.
But I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Is that it?
It's been such you were worried.
I want more! No, it was...
It was such wonderful, and you have beautiful, beautiful stuff here, and you are a very talented young man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I'd like to have you back sometime.
I'd love to be back.
And I want to thank all the crew. Denise, she's my new camera girl. I have to learn the name.
She's the best.
And Lee Davis, my director, and everybody at LTV, and all my underwriters. Yes. I can't name them all. There are so many, many. So this is it, and maybe you won't have to pack everything up. Maybe some people who are here are going to buy some of it.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes.
I have the credit card machine right in the car.
Oh, that's great that you're thinking.
Actually, I don't. No,
you're thinking.
Yes.
You're a good businessman.
I like to give gifts too, so whoever's been good. But thank you. This has been fun.
It went very smoothly. We talked about just about everything.
Yes, we did. I'd like to talk about more sometime.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we have all those connections and you haven't gone any further with things. Okay.
Well, I take my... Is it over?
Huh?
Are we